Divya Deshmukh just walked into the lion's den against a 2,744 rated monster and absolutely decimated the position with a display of endgame prowess that I have rarely seen in professional chess. Was this a positional clinic? Or did white just self-destruct under the pressure of the clock? We are going to look at how a simple d4 opening spiraled into a complete structural collapse, and why you need to understand the power of the active minor piece in the endgame. Let's get into the deep dive of this speed chess championship thriller. Queen c2 is a very typical, flexible move in the Catalan-style structures. White is looking to maintain control of the e4 square, while keeping options open for the queen. By placing the queen on c2, white prevents any annoying checks and prepares to support a potential e4 break later. It is a solid positional approach, but against a player like Divya, solid isn't always enough. She responds with bishop d6, a very active development, signaling that black is not looking for a draw. She wants piece play and she wants it now. This is the moment the game explodes. White plays e4, challenging the center immediately. It is an aggressive attempt to seize the initiative before black can fully coordinate. Notice how this move forces a cascade of trades. By pushing e4, white hopes to open the files for the rooks, but in doing so, they also clear the diagonal for black's pieces. It is a double-edged sword that requires pinpoint accuracy. If white mistimes this, the center becomes a playground for black's knights. d5 is a critical structural decision. White tries to jam the center and restrict the movement of black's pieces. However, this allows the knight to reach the c5 outpost. Look at how quickly the dynamics shift. Now knight c5 is an absolute nightmare for white. It sits there anchored, eyeing weak squares and pressuring the queen. This is exactly the kind of positional compensation black dreams of when giving up the center. White has managed to lock the position, but at the cost of giving black the dream square. This push e4 is a beautiful prophylactic move. Divya is not just pushing a pawn, she is cutting the board in half. By playing e4, she restricts the white knight on f3 and creates a wedge that makes it difficult for white to find any counterplay. This is advanced positional play 101. Use your pawns to limit the enemy's mobility. The engine absolutely loves this because it forces white to play passively, desperately trying to find a route for the rooks to get back into the game. Knight d4 is a natural attempt to reroute, but it feels a little too late. The knight is trying to find a new home, perhaps heading toward f5 or b5, but in the meantime, bishop g4 puts extreme pressure on the pin. You have to love the way Divya coordinates her pieces here. She is forcing white to react to every single move, and when you are forced to react, you are not the one dictating the agenda. This is how you bleed a higher-rated opponent dry in a speed chess game. Bishop b2 is a defensive attempt to solidify the queenside, but it feels like white is just running out of air. The bishop on b2 is doing a lot of work, but look at what it allows. Bishop e5 comes in, and suddenly black's bishops are staring down the white position like sniper rifles. The bishop on e5 is a monster. It controls the center, it supports the queenside, and it makes every move for white feel like they are walking through mud. The pressure is becoming unbearable. b5 is a desperate attempt to create a distraction. White is trying to force a trade or force a weakness on the queenside, but this is a classic blunder in a losing position. By pushing the pawn, you are just providing a target. Knight s6 to b4 is going to be incredibly annoying. Notice how Divya ignores the chaos and keeps her focus on the center. She understands that as long as her minor pieces are active, the structural weaknesses white creates are just going to be invitations for her to improve her position further. Knight c6 is the tactical shot that effectively ends white's resistance. It is not just about the knight jumping in, it is about the follow-up. Knight takes d3 is coming. This is the definition of a centralization tactic. By sacrificing the knight, or rather, initiating this sequence, black forces white to trade down into an endgame that is technically lost. The material balance might look okay, but the coordination of the rooks and the vulnerability of the white king make this a technical win for any grandmaster. g4. A stunning move. Divya identifies that the knight on f4 is the key to creating a winning endgame. By forcing the knight into that square, she creates a permanent outpost that limits the white king's mobility. White is now forced to defend a pawn structure that is crumbling. Look at the squares being dominated by black. This is not just luck. This is the result of applying constant, unrelenting pressure over 20 moves. When your opponent is this squeezed, they eventually have to make a mistake. One rupee is essentially a waving of the white flag. White has no productive moves left. Every single piece is tied to a defensive duty, and f3 plus is the final nail in the coffin. That pawn on f3 is a monster. It limits the king, it creates potential promotion threats, and it forces the rook to stay tethered to a passive role. When your king is cut off and your pieces are paralyzed, there is only one outcome. This is a masterclass in how to convert an advantage into a win without any unnecessary risk. rd7. Oh, the heartbreak. This is the blunder that allows the rook to simply capture on b2. White is completely lost, and under time pressure they just collapse. Rook takes b2, the game is over. Divya has played this with ice in her veins. She kept the tension, she waited for the opportunity, and when the blunder came, she executed with clinical precision. A brilliant win for Divya Deshmukh in the Speed Chess Championship. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Chess 64 Elite Academy right now for more elite chess content.